It's not every day that you get to hang out with a senator, but you are hanging out with the crew of Demon 305, and we are with Senator Shevrin Jones. How you doing, brother?
I'm good, man.
Chev, man, it's been a long time knowing you for probably at this point over 10 years. So just enthusiastic about your growth as a human being, as a leader in our community. We want to talk to you a little bit because a lot of folks are interested in being in leadership positions.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about what drives this passion for people, for community. Where did all that come from?
I'll be honest with you, being out in the community, talking to constituents, hearing their concerns, hearing their fears, also hearing their desires, and not seeming to be able to catch up with what's happening. I do what I can. Well, we do what we can, because I speak from my team I work with. And it motivates me because when you see the mom who can't afford to pay her rent, or she's living in a situation that neither one of us would want to live in, and when we see the smile on their faces or the thank you that comes because we were able to help them, that's what motivates me, because I believe that's why I signed up for public service, was for that very reason. I was a teacher. I just did an interview yesterday, and I told them that I was a normal guy, and I've never wanted anything out of the deal. And so my impetus even now it has always been centered around people. Because that's how I get my start.
Talk to me a little bit about the toll on your mental health.
Yeah.
Because you are in office where folks call in and you're seeing the plight of struggle on a day-to-day basis. How does Shevrin kind of deal with that when you get home? What does that look like?
First of all, I'm human. And I want that to be clear that I'm human. I know so often people say that they don't like that politicians act like robots. That's just not my cup of tea. I'm human and I cry. I have feelings, I have emotions, and that's and they're valid. I validate my emotions, right? How I manage them is when I go home and I consider my home my safe space. That's where I kind of convene with myself, right? But I also have a surrounding of people, from my partner, my family, my brother, my niece, my nephews. Those are people who I find like solace. I don't have a huge circle. I tell people I have a period. That's how big my circle is. It's a very small group of people who I can go to, whether it's for prayer, whether it's for guidance. I don't suffer in silence.
Talk to me a little bit about that health journey. What was the catalyst for really kind of changing your life in that aspect?
Man, listen, first of all, my dad always uses this terminology and says that leadership has a look. It's not saying that you individual who was my size in the early days can't be successful. That's not what we're saying. It's just saying you look the part. Right? And I want people to see that I'm not just disciplined in my work, but I'm also disciplined in my personal life. So that's why I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and go to Orange Theory. Or go to DBC Fitness. Shout out to Jaren, my trainer.
We got multiple gyms. Okay.
Yeah, because I go to DBC Fitness for my corrective exercise and for my weightlifting, and I go to do my cardio and full body workout at Orange Theory. And so I started losing weight, but I had to discipline myself first. Yeah.
60 pounds is no easy feat.
No, it's no easy. Listen, 60 pounds is a lot. It was difficult.
And you're still losing more.
I'm still losing weight, man. I'm still going. I got about 20 pounds to lose, and my goal is to do it by December.
At what point it's too sexy? Like at what point, like
you're never too sexy.
You're never too sexy.
Hey.
Listen, I have to ask you a question. That sounds kind of like duh. But what is a senator?
Yeah.
I think folks, oftentimes we don't know what a commissioner is or who our commissioners are, what they do. And there's a city commissioner, there's a county commissioner.
Yep.
What is a senator? What does a senator do?
Yeah, so any representative, whether a House member or a state senator, our one constitutional duty is to pass a balanced budget. That's first.
You just did that.
We just did that.
It just happened. I saw.
That's right.
Yeah.
Your main duty is to balance the balanced budget, create policies for not just for your community, but for throughout the state. But your biggest objective is to bring resources home to your district. But the Senate is where the level heads are. It's where it's more of a moderate body. People say the Senate is where bad bills go to die. It's true because senators have larger districts. It's where negotiations happen. House members don't too much like senators because we change up their bills and things of that nature because we want to help get across the finish line. But I will tell you that it takes two to tango. If you're gonna have the House, a House bill, then you're gonna have a Senate bill and vice versa. You have to have the same bill in both chambers.
Chev, again, throughout the last 10 years, I've seen so much growth. What's next for you?
So listen, I resigned from the Florida Senate last week because I believe that the moment that we're in this country, it's a moment in history. I am a current senator. I am a former teacher, now current nonprofit leader where I've been fundraising for multiple organizations for the past 15 years and been successful at doing that. And we have to make sure that the leaders of today who are fighting these are uncompromising and is ready to make it clear that not only are we not going back, but this won't happen on our watch. And there are leaders who are prepared to be in that battle and that fight that we have right now. But there's also a sense that's needed of calling everyone in because there's this constant fighting back and forth that we're seeing. And I think people, they understand the fight and the struggle, but they're also looking for people who are going to begin to bring us back into a place of not just governance, but when we are honoring humanity as a people and calling out the that needs to be called out.
Well, you gotta call the.
You gotta call out the.
Chev, thank you so much for your time. I know you're a busy guy.
I appreciate you for having me.
I appreciate your team and your office for opening the doors.
You're the best.
Literally.
Yeah, literally.
Figuratively. Yes. But yeah, man, can't wait to see what you do. Let us know. We want to be there to support.
I will.
So thank you, sir. We appreciate you.
I appreciate you.